Greetings, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. This is Tyra Omilade, your goddess guru, your sister friend. And y'all know I love helping the women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess centered lifestyle. How are all the goddesses doing? Good morning. It's our Wednesday morning Inspired Goddess Circle. I was so excited when I came on and saw people are already here. Let me turn the music down just a little bit. Yeah, that people are already here. I love it so much. Let's see here. Good morning to the goddess Natasha Z. How are you? Buenos dias to the goddess Paulette. Greetings, goddess. Grand rising to the queen Eileen. How are you, goddess? Welcome, welcome. Eileen knows. Eileen already knows when you hear the music. Let's continue to say good morning to the goddesses. Good morning, goddess Felicia. How you doing, big sis? Bonjour. How are you to the queen Diza? Yes. Wealth rising. Good morning to the goddess Kita May. Who's next? Good morning to the goddess Latasha. Welcome. So happy you are here. Yay. Yes, we are saying good morning to everybody. All right, y'all, the party started now. The goddess Mystic Storm is in the house. Welcome to my baby sister, who is also my homegirl. So happy that y'all are here. And I have on my earbuds this morning instead of the headsets, the headphones, but I tell you, it sounds so different. But I'm gonna go with it because I'm telling you, I'm not gonna mess up my little hair up here, okay? My little scalp. I'm in my 50s. You gotta take extra care. Once you get in this menopause game, baby, you got to take care because the things you used to get away with, you can't. And I'm not trying to have no bald spots up here, okay? I'm a woman. I will cut my hair off and just be bald before I walk around with a bald spot up there. All right. I just said I'm gonna do it. We're gonna go to Wakanda, baby. All right. Don't play with me. Okay, so let's just go on ahead and get going. So happy to have y'all here for our morning circle. Let me stop the music. Probably not. I think I'll come back to the comments in a minute. Will I ever lock back up? If I did, I don't foresee it just because, full disclosure, one of the main reasons I don't have locks, number one reason I don't have locks is I was not taking care of my dreadlocks. And I was looking a little bit shabby sometimes. I was looking earthy. Let's say I was looking very earthy. I was very natural with my locks. But I have, since I was 14 years old, dealt with an OCD. And this OCD is called trichotillomania. Back in my day, I was born in the 70s. So there was not all this information or even this understanding that there are these mental health challenges that people have. So my parents never took me for this. My mother said she actually experienced it, but I didn't know that I had trichotillomania or that the name of it was trichotillomania until I was maybe in my 30s. I had children, I think. My younger brother was watching Montel Williams and he was like, "You got trichotillomania." I said, "What?" So yeah, excessive hair pulling is what this OCD is. I remember just like it was yesterday. I was on the school bus and I already had, this troubling childhood. It was a lot of stress in different ways in my family. And so it was like I had a lot of pent up stress. And there was this girl who I had been friends with, but for some reason she turned on me and she became my arch nemesis, baby. Angela. I can't remember Angela's last name, but I remember Angela. She was like, "I'm gonna get you." And she would like bully me. And I have always sort of been the type of person, like, if somebody's messing with you, I'll speak up, I'll fight against it. I don't It's hard for me to watch other people get treated poorly, but I've always sort of felt, if I'm being 100 with you all, that is my sound back, 'cause these earbuds are so different. But I had, I actually have always recognized that I have like this rage inside of me. I don't think I've described it as rage, but I knew that whatever it was fire, and it was something that could, like, if I unleashed it, I might just scorch the whole place. Be like more like the god of Sekhmet, just like wake up and there's everybody dead. And I'm like, oh my God, what happened? Somebody pissed me off. That's what happened. They shouldn't have messed with me. Oh, yes. That's something that's very interesting. Uh, Kita, what happened to you, Eileen? I have two things in my mind that potentially could have happened that I described in myself. So let me know. But yeah, it's like I knew I had this rage. So I was not a fighter. I maybe had two fights when I was a girl. And other than that, I didn't duke it out. I didn't fight it out. I just would kind of stuff things. I actually, when I think about it, experience not all the time, but enough bullying that it did negatively impact me. So I just one day, when she was sitting behind me, just growling all these mean words, talking about me like a dog, right, but at the nape of my neck, I just pulled one hair out, and I was like, I feel relief. If you hear about people who cut, it's very similar. Self harm, and so remember, 2 or 3 times telling myself, "I'm gonna beat this trichotillomania. I'm gonna stop pulling my hair out, and the only way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna have to let myself have hair." And so, in a lot of my videos from the past, you'll see me kinda pull my hair. You'll see my hair is very much like it wasn't just hanging there a lot of times. Sometimes it was because I just would forget, but a lot of times I would have my hair so that it was just so that people couldn't see, because I did have so much hair, and the way I have pulled in the past is it's just back here. I don't know if it's coming up as my left side, but for me, it's my left side. It always starts back here. Now it'll get bigger, but I don't pull like other people who have trichotillomania. They pull everywhere. They pull from all parts of their body if it's super extensive. But mine was always like very specific. It was only going to be over here. I don't feel comfortable pulling from any other part of my scalp. Only right here for some reason. Um, and what was it? I think Venus was retrograde in Scorpio at the end of 2018. And that's when I really started feeling like I want to cut off my hair, because I'm not stopping. I can't stop pulling my hair out. And it was an escalation because I started a business. 2019 is when I launched. And it was so stressful. I was still, homeschooling my younger son. My older son was at the academy, which is extremely stressful. And I would hear about it. It would make me stressed. And then um, what else was happening? Oh, the last president was in office. That had me stressed out. Um, it was like I just was spiraling out of control. And the Venus retrograde was in November of 2018. And one of the things that I've heard is when Venus is retrograde, especially if she's retrograde in your sign, then it's best not to make any physical changes until after Venus retrograde. And so that whole Venus retrograde, I was like, once it's over, if I still feel like I want to cut off my hair, I'm cutting it off. And I just kept having this thought of, I want to cut my hair. I want to cut my hair. But it took me so long to get here. Maybe I'll beat this thing. And one day, because I was still teaching African dance at the time, this young white woman walked in and you could tell she had shaved her whole head. She had just a little bit of hair up there and she looked so beautiful. And that's when I looked at her and I said, "Oh my gosh, I love your hair. I've been thinking about cutting my hair off." And she said, "Yeah, I cut my hair off because I've been so attached to it. I want to practice non-attachment." So I cut off my hair. And when she said that, I went home and that was Saturday. Sunday, my hair was gone. It was out, baby. So I don't pull now. I don't have an urge. As long as my hair stays short, is one of the reasons I wear short hair. Now, I've always looked good with short hair. It's one of my signature styles, to be honest. I had hair like this back in, let's see, I got married in 94 before it was cool, before it was super acceptable. But thank the goddess, I had gone to Spelman College and my mom had worn her hair in a short afro. So I had a lot of examples of people who were natural, and I had the best hairstylist when I was in Atlanta, and then when I moved to Austin, Texas, um, I could not find one who would show up and do my hair. Like, don't set an appointment with me and then not show up, or you show up late or something like that. My hairstylist, her name is Paris. I'm friends with her on Facebook now, and she sells real estate actually. But Paris was she was always so professional, and so I couldn't find somebody who was professional, and I just said, "You know what? I've been wanting to go natural anyway." So I went natural, and in 1994, it was July 4th actually. So it's so weird that I'm talking about this with you all. July 4th, I was like, "This is my Independence Day," because I don't really celebrate that day. So I made it my own celebration. I cut off my hair and so once I do that, I know I'm good. I don't have the urge. It's not there. And so that is the main reason why I probably will never grow my hair out again is because um I can't stand the hair pulling. The hair pulling is oh, I don't like it at all. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you. I love that. Yeah, I've been watching your now this is what I actually do to feel okay with not having dreadlocks is I follow people who are who are not new to dreadlocks, or if you have dreadlocks, I'll be looking at your dreadlocks, living vicariously through you. Okay. Okay, Paulette. Yeah. I've been dealing with it too. So I learned about it recently by doing research. Yes, no doctor ever told me about this. It wasn't always an issue, but I first started pulling around 9 or 10. It's really interesting. Any of us who are dealing with mental health challenges or something, I don't really know. Well, I guess an OCD is a mental health challenge. So, especially if you have, yeah, some type of mental health challenge, because you may not always have the diagnosis. You'll just look at when you started going through um, puberty, because I can imagine 9 is a little bit young, but I do remember some girls starting their periods around 9 or 10. I think I was 11. Um, but when those hormones start coming in, it will change us, and that's one of the things that they say about trichotillomania. It kicks in largely when we're around tweens. We're somewhere in our tweens, early teens. Um, yeah, but I have heard of children starting around, younger. Stopped for a few years for some reason and started again in my late 20s or 30s. Did you have children? Because that's the next thing, Diza, that will kick it into full gear is once we have children, that's when it was like, it's over. The only time I don't pull my hair is when I cut my hair off since I've had children. And maybe I could experiment, but with me having a business, it's just too much stress. So I know for a fact right now, if I had hair, I would be pulling my hair out. Eileen, this is too crazy. I had no intentions of talking about SecMat, but there we go. I find myself doing it every now and again, every now and then when I hold things in for so long. Yeah, I'm happy that you can come in and out of it, Kita May. That's really good. I would say, um, you know, this is one of the reasons why I love having the goddess-centered lifestyle, which includes having daily spiritual practices. One thing that I said I was going to talk to you all today about is the importance of mindfulness practices, meditation, if that's what you want to call it. I prefer mindfulness. And it's because, and we're going to talk about this, the mind, it has so many impressions on it, and these impressions come from so many different places. Um, and it will just be operating right underneath the surface. And next thing you know, it's influencing us, or, it's like it's got to do something. It's all about resolution. And I think for me, I have a lot of unresolved emotion, even though I'm not in touch with it. Like right now, I feel great, but it's like when something happens, maybe that is similar to whatever this bunch of emotion is that resides inside of me that I haven't let go of yet, it gets activated. It's like the whole lot gets activated. All 52 years of whatever's unexpressed gets activated. And then the next thing I know, I start pulling my hair. And so when I cut it off, I don't pull it. But I think it's important for you to make sure, you continue to do things to nurture yourself. Deep, deep nurturance. Deep nurturance. One of the things that I used to do, I give thanks for the OCD. I used to have a lot of shame. For a lot of us, this OCD cutting, it's a lot of we feel shame, and that leads us to do these type of behaviors. And so, what I realized though, the gift of the OCD for me is the understanding of sometimes you just need to go to sleep, Tyra, is what it would boil down to. Sometimes you need to go get something to eat. Sometimes you just need to do nothing. Um, yeah. And it's like a wave. You feel it coming, you feel the urge to pull, and then I knew it was always going to go away. So sometimes if I would just go to sleep or whatever, it was just really a testament of that OCD represents a deep need. And I think that that's something that all of us can learn from. People who self-harm, it's a deep need that perhaps is unmet, but can be assuaged with go to sleep, go take a bath, and then really to look at the kinds of conversations we're having in our heads. Because again, this thing is attached to shame. And so maybe we're like, yeah, you're never going to make it in life, or you just messed up today and now look at you. And the next thing we know, we're pulling, right? Or we're cutting. Because I know several people who've cut, pull, biting nails, pulled hair, bite nails. It really is. And I'm going to tell y'all another gift from this, and maybe this will help somebody out there who feels shame in doing something that is honestly, it's really a way to preserve yourself and to keep yourself safe. But, I remember when I found this lady who had this hair pulling, it was like you could go through it and she would help you. She was on the internet in the early days, all these programs, she had hers on there. I never fully invested, I probably should have, but I did buy her book, and the one of the number one things I took from it was, if the worst thing is that you do is pull your hair, you ain't done nothing. You good. You real good. Cause she was like, a lot of times what will happen is, um, people who are born with more testosterone, I'm gonna say it that way, men, they gonna go out and kill a whole lot, which let's look at the mass shooters here. I mean, like, it's really actually just hitting me. But they gonna go shoot up the whole lot. They gonna go hurt somebody else. If my way of dealing with my pain and my wounding is pulling my hair out, I ain't done nothing. I ain't done nothing. And after a while, I just, I did lose the the shame about it, but I just got to the point where I was like, I don't want to pull my hair out. I don't want to walk around here with a bald spot, you know? And it's just a reflection of I need to learn how to deal with my stress. So we're going to deal with it differently. Chop. So yeah, biting the nails, pulling the hair, all kinds of OCDs. I remember a girl when I was at Spelman, we used to just be like, wow, she washes her hands a lot. She washed her hands all the time, all the time. And I think it came out that she did have an OCD. It's um it's a beautiful thing. It's a reflection of how our mind will find a way to help us to survive because it's a lot. I mean, for children, don't have a lot to say so. And so they will find a way to channel the stress that the family is not addressing, that the family is causing, maybe, you know? So, yeah, this is the second time I've heard someone speak on this. Yeah, we don't talk about it a lot, Keita May. And I used to just be so ashamed. But now I'm like, shoot, no, I dealt with an OCD. And if I grow my hair out, it's gonna come back. I try not to claim it, but it is what it is. It's a part of my reality. I would love to grow my hair out one day and not have to deal with it. Maybe I'll try it out one day. Maybe not with dreadlocks because I actually don't need much hair. If my hair gets even an inch long, if I feel stressed, I'll pull my hair. But when it's, what's this? 3/4 of an inch. I don't know what he's doing. 1/8 of an inch. I don't know. I'm good. Yours was the same spot, Eileen. Wow. From the top. Okay. Temples and the back. Isn't it interesting? It's very specific. Very specific. Felicia, same, the rage. My mom mostly kept me contained, but on occasion I exploded and people got hurt. Yeah, it's something that I think, well, it's interesting. I, it's important for us to address our rage. Eileen, what did Sekhmet say? What does your card say about Sekhmet? Because when we think about this goddess Sekhmet, this is something that we need to really and truly address. Okay. I have felt enraged here lately. Here lately, it's like, yeah, my rage is very high. um, and we do need to express it. I do know that for a lot of us women of color especially, um, our unexpressed rage is going to manifest. We already know, especially with Black women. I'm not quite sure with the Latinas, but with the Black women, we already know there's a huge number of us that are dealing with these fibroids, right? I think unexpressed rage and lack of nurturance is creating, this breast cancer epidemic that so many of us are dealing with. I also think we need to take off our bras. Okay, we got some practical steps we can take. Take off the bras, use deodorant, but not antiperspirant. I learned about that when I was in my 20s because my mom passed from breast cancer, and so I was always listening for like what are things that people are saying we need to avoid, and I never understood why we shouldn't wear the antiperspirant until now. Because if we're meant to sweat and we don't sweat, some gonna get built up in there. And all them lymph nodes, connected to the boobs and stuff ain't flowing. Dry body brush, all kinds of things that we want to make sure we focus on to keep the chi and the ki and the lymph flowing around these boobs. Massage your boobs. We do want to do our breast self exam, but we don't even need to do that. If every day we just say, I don't care if you got one of the big ones and you can hold it in your hand. I don't care. I don't care if you got just barely poking out from your chest wall. I don't care. Okay. Get on there, find your boobs and massage them babies. Okay. Massage them. Yeah, the womb, I think, I had a friend who died of I think it was cervical cancer, ovarian cancer. It's a lot of stuff going on with our feminine parts. We are very we are strong. We are What makes us so powerful is this energy of Oshun and Yemoja. Yemoja is this ability to, both of them have this ebb and flow energy to them. And they're pliable and malleable and flexible, you know? We have this hormonal system that changes like the moon, one part of the month we're one way, another part of the month we're another way, and we just keep, moving with this moon cycle that we have, our own personal moon cycle. And the ability to house a baby, nurse the baby, it's a lot in here that makes us extremely strong. But by the same token, we're extremely vulnerable to stress. And so, we have to be very cautious because we are designed to pick up stress more. Those of us born into a feminine body, we're designed to pick up stress more because we are the ones that do the nurturance of the baby. And so we got to be on our P's and Q's to know, oh, something is coming. We got to do something to protect this baby. But it doesn't matter if you had a child or not. This is just how it is with us. And so if we don't express this rage, then any vulnerabilities, and especially in our feminine system, will be breached by this stress, or the rage is going to go into these parts that get breached. So this is why we definitely want to take care of ourselves. This is why I came up. Do you want to know the history of Goddess, Body, Mind, Spirit? It's because I was like, when we do working with the goddess, you got to work with the body, the mind, the spirit. I couldn't throw emotions on that. That's just too much. Body, mind, spirit, emotions. And this is why we have to take care of ourselves on all levels. And I want to ask you right now, maybe you want to share it in the comments, where are you neglecting this? Where is your rage potentially able, if you have it, is where's rage able to potentially come in and breach this part and create, some physical manifestation? And for some of us, as we can see, it's in the mental area with the hair pulling and, nail biting and whatever else. How many of us have dealt with depression? I used to be depressed every day of my life. I never took medication, but I would always say, I'm just so depressed. It was like the world was just great all the time. I was always functional. I guess that's why I never had to go get medication. And I remember when I started coming out of it, it was through spiritual work. It was through, you know, changing my lifestyle. I've always been somebody who was concerned about the body. And so that had that working for me. But even my mental challenges made me a lunatic. I was like a health fanatic. But if you born with Pluto and Virgo, y'all come on, cut me a little bit of slack. All right. Pluto and Virgo, we a little bit of health fanatics. So I wasn't even my it's just how you see somebody who they're known to be extremely healthy. They might eat some extremely healthy diet, or that's how it's perceived as. They're very cautious with what they eat, or they are um, you know, like super like into health or fitness, something like that, yogi. And then you hear they have cancer. You know why? Because some of that might be a cover for what's not being taken care of here, or what's not being taken care of, in the emotions and the stress. And so, if we don't deal with it, it's like body, mind, spirit, emotion, period. We've got to do it on all levels. But the number one thing is there does come a time when we have to touch that rage. We do have to touch it. We do have to work with Sekhmet. But look at what they talked about with Sekhmet. With Sekhmet, they talked about um something sweet. It was like they offered her something sweet or something like that. And this energy of sexuality and really connecting. I think that this is why it's so important for us to make sure that we h- work on, it's not so much having sex with somebody else. That's not what I'm talking about. It's more of understanding your sexual energy and appreciating what it can do in your life. I'm not somebody who is like well versed, like you hear about the tantric people or whatever, but I do know what I'm talking about because it's something that I have work to cultivate. It's a part of the sacred feminine mysteries initiation is we have to learn how to work with our sexual energy. But the first part of it is you got to make peace with it. And then the second part of it is you got to get to know it and understand it. But again, it's not so much about sex with somebody else. It's more about understanding sexual energy and spiritual energy is one and the same. And you can use it to heal your body and you can learn how to express it where it's more of like how you feel, not so much about having sexual intercourse with other people. So I hope that I'm sure it makes sense. But anywho, that is how we can begin to channel the rage, and channel like to get it out of us. And but we are not afraid that we're gonna just tear shit up. Backside of your head. So a lot of us got it at the backside of the head. Okay. Hey, Bliss, welcome. Let's see here. I gotta get back to it was the worst when you were younger, Keita May. Okay. Thank you. Everybody has always talked about you got a head for short hair. And it's one of the reasons why I'm like, if I sometimes I see women who are a little bit older, they start losing their hair. I think it's because of perms and stuff, and I haven't had a perm since I was 24. Oh, however long that is. Woo. Oh, okay. So I've been married almost 28 years. So I haven't had a perm for at least 28 years. So, but I don't know. I'm just now new to this menopause thing. But I said I will go bald. I will go bald. I'm not gonna wear no wigs, nothing. I will just cut my hair off. Let's see here. Okay. Yes. So much hair you could cover it up. It was hard accepting that part of me, but acceptance was the key of control. I really love that comment, Felicia. That word acceptance, because then once you accept it, you can, like you said, you can begin to figure out how to channel it. So, and that might be just a good thing to understand that some of us are more we're not we lovers, we're not fighters, but we still have the rage. And so maybe it's like, let me just accept I have a lot of rage and I will chip away at it. That might be another way of looking at it so that we can channel it. Ah, I love that, Eileen. Thank you, Felicia. Yes, y'all, please give me a thumbs up. I appreciate you. It really does help. I don't all the time care about the algorithm, but if we can help us along, let's do it. Oh, also, y'all, you can see scrolling at the bottom this Saturday here on the live stream. Let me see here, 4 p.m. Eastern time, I think is what I set it for. I'll be here for the full moon circle. So join me. I will create that live stream probably today and post some graphics so that y'all can remember. Hair pulling is distressing because you're no longer in control of what you're doing, and that's scary. That is exactly what I would describe is the feeling for me. Exactly. You don't really want to, and yet you're pulling, and in my case, it bleeds sometime. Bless you. Yeah. And it's our coping mechanism. That's it. That's all it is. It's amazing to me how most women deal with things in the same way. Another that shocked me was clutter. Very good point, Eileen. Very good point. And I think that clutter and is a byproduct of our mental health, as well as we live in a very capitalistic society that just loves to push buy, 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 buy. Hey, Bliss. I want to lock my hair. I'm just nervous to do so. I'm a stylist, so I used to change a lot, but not anymore. Oh, you're a stylist. Cool. And yes, I pull at the my back nape, and I've been doing it. Wow, Virgo bliss. I bet you see this a lot with women too. Bliss. Thank you, Felicia. I appreciate you. You did it when you were a teen. Uh-huh. Ah, thank you. Yep. Yeah. I'm looking at Deeza's comment about the timeline for when she started pulling, and it's it is not random. Oh, started a new set after cutting off my locks. Very good. Okay, so you don't have locks right now, Eileen? Yeah, you don't. We all cutting our hair. Uh, you started your locks in 2013, Natasha. Cool. Yes, that's true. Clutter and hoarding. I do use them a little bit sometimes as if they're the same word, but I think clutter is a mental health issue in some regards. And I think hoarding probably is the deeper level of clutter, but I don't know. Mm. I love that. The tattoos, Virgo. I love that. I agree, Felicia. Negative energy gets caught in your hair and we have to cut it. hmm I remember when I first started learning about dreadlocks, and it's like clockwork. You'll see somebody who's had their locks forever, and then one day they're just gone. But you can tell it was time for them to cut their locks because I even would see the locks just wouldn't even lock anymore. Um, and it's just who knows how much is caught up in there, but yeah. Yes, head wrapping, very helpful. Okay, I'm glad she's better, Felicia. Mhm. Yeah, don't be disappointed if you, pull, Diza. That's one of the ways to disengage it, is just be like, "Well, I'm just in self-protection mode. I'm just stressed. That's why I'm doing it." Don't feel the shame about it if you can help it. Oh, bliss. Mm, I didn't even think about that. We have chakras in our breast. Even more reason. Massage those boobs, goddesses. I don't care how tiny they are or how huge they are. Massage those boobs. I love how we can come on here and like go all in. Okay, we got Eileen giving us a recipe for deodorant. I think that's what that was for. Uh, cornstarch. Okay, here's Felicia's deodorant. Yes, Pluto and Virgo. So wherever Pluto is in your chart, it speaks to it, the generation that you're part of is one of the generational planets. So, you know, I don't think people consider um what when they come up with these names, baby boomers, Gen X, Gen Z, they don't really get I don't think this is based on astrology, but if you look at astrology, you will see that there's Pluto in Leo. That's the group right there who is just like, I just gotta really say my prayers. And then Pluto and Virgo. Pluto and Virgo is a mix of Gen Z and boomers. Like boomers are like 60. I think they stop at like 66. Um, but I know people in 66, they would have had Pluto and Virgo because my Pluto is at 24 degrees or something like that. So it was people many, many years before me who had Pluto and Virgo, but it's a mix. Pluto and Virgo is a mix, but you can tell my generation, those who have Pluto and Virgo, we are health fanatics. I think we are the people who create all the health rages that go on. Folks get all, all into this healthy thing or whatever. It comes from a lot of people with Pluto and Virgo. Um, you'll hear us talking, like people see us and they're like, "You're how old?" For some of us, I know not everybody, but a lot of people can't believe how old we are because we take such good care of ourselves. Pluto and Virgo. Pluto and Libra is a mix of the Pluto in Libra is gonna be more of like 70s, 80s, okay? Maybe 90s, I can't remember, but for sure, the millennials, they're gonna start around, like, are they late 80s, early 90s, something like that? You can literally see how different people are. So one of my friends talked about Pluto and Libra, and she was like, "We got all these relationship issues." I was like, "That is true, because Pluto and Libra is relationships, and so when you go look it up, just go look it up, it talks about Pluto and Libra. It is a lot of children experience it was more divorce than ever during that time, um, and relationships are a big topic for that generation. And, Libra on the societal level, it's gonna have to do with, are things equitable? Are we being fair? Um, let's see here. The millennials, look up Pluto and Scorpio. They are so Pluto and Scorpio. They are the ones who are raised by the ones who came from parents who divorced. And so Pluto and Scorpio people kind of feel like they raise themselves. It's just how it is. Um, and I remember hearing about how a lot of them are really into using weed. I don't know if other drugs, but I know it's nothing. And maybe I'm just gullible, or I'm clueless, but I just don't remember people smoking weed like they smoke it now. It's nothing for young people to smoke weed. The Pluto and um Scorpio for sure. They kicked it off. I think the Pluto in Sag, they're continuing the tradition of weed smoking. But they are really into dancing and they are really into like getting astrological readings and going to therapy. They're very out about talking about healing. And then there is the Pluto in Sag. And the Pluto in Sag people, these are the young people, who are just starting to graduate, and it's some of them that's probably like 24, 26, something like that. Um, definitely starting around the late 90s into the 2000s. When did Pluto move into Capricorn? Because I'm gonna tell you about the Pluto in Capricorn dates. Pluto moved into Capricorn January 2008. And so, around that time, the children start changing. So Pluto and Sag children are the ones who, it's interesting. I would think they're getting more education. I don't know if they are, but they have this natural wisdom about them, even though my oldest son is like, "No, we don't, mama." Um, but this generation, they really have had to kind of like step up and be leaders in ways that we haven't seen in a very long time. Um, but they might be a little bit know-it-all generation. What are they gonna do if they need the answer? They're gonna get out TikTok, or they're gonna go to Google University, whatever. and then they know everything. When it's like, no, you don't know nothing. But okay, if that's what you say. And then the Pluto and Capricorn, the way that I heard someone explain it, which I kind of see this, is they are like natural born CEOs. They come here extremely evolved. And it might be why these pandemic babies, because we know children were like this before the pandemic babies, really. But it's like, you've been here before. They doing stuff where it's like, you should not be this advanced at this particular juncture in your age. A day old holding your head up. Okay. Newborn holding your head up. Oh, okay. But you know how we see these little kids who they've raised money for this, or they've gotten so many donations for that. I'm like, I'm not surprised by it because it's Pluto and Capricorn. That's yeah, good, Felicia. I love that everybody, is doing something for the boobs. Okay. I have to go. Okay. Let's see here. Segment said be strong. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Yes, I've seen a lot more people. Oh. Yeah. Back in the day, folks weren't letting us. They were not happy about dreadlocks. I'm glad to hear that, Diza. I love that, Eileen. Yeah, use your hands in a different way. I love that. Good, Diza. Yeah, a few breaths go a long, deep breaths go a long way. Yeah. Yeah. So Pluto and Scorpio. And there's some people who were born where Pluto moved back into Libra for a little while and then back. Those are the ones that kind of feel like they are both. But Pluto and Scorpio, it's a generation. I noticed Pluto and Scorpio, I think they're a little bit more activist too. Oh, I love that. Doodling is so good. Also letting your knee shake, you know. I used to have all kinds of coping mechanisms, and then people be like, "Why you shaking? Stop." And so my younger son, he kind of does it, and I said, "Don't ever let anybody stop you from like bouncing that knee, because it helps you to process that that stress that you might be feeling, even if it's nothing wrong." Yeah, Pluto and Libra, born in 85. Okay, okay. Zennial. So Deezy, you're one of the ones who is like in the middle. What year are you born, Natasha? That's gonna let you know. You got to find out where was Pluto the year you were born. 77. I love that, Deeza. 75. Yes. Yeah, I used to have someplace Pluto and sign. Somebody had written up something really interesting. I'm gonna drop. I don't know if this is it. It looks like it is. Let me see here. Pluto. Yeah, no, I don't. I'll see if I can find it and drop it in the and drop it into the Mighty Networks group, because it was a real nice write up, and yeah, he told quite a bit. Okay. Oh. Yes, shake that leg. It's so good. You probably Pluto 81. Let me see here. What sign was Pluto in 1981 is what I'm looking for. Libra. Yeah, Libra. I think Libra. Yeah, it was in Libra. Okay. So I'm pulling up this book, Secrets of the Yoga Sutra, and I want to go over something that I think is important for us to, I mean, it's interesting that we are talking about what we're talking about because um what I wanted to talk about is the importance of us taking care of our minds. And I forgot to look for the page that this is on, but I'm going to see if I can find it real quick. Oh, I was supposed to pull up. I got to take notes on what I'm going over, but I'm going to go over this today and then we'll start back up with, what's the other one? Pocket full of money. Let me see if I can remember what he said. He said, a lot of us have one of the main things to understand about these yoga sutras is it's about the mind and understanding really what is the mind, how to use the mind, and how to keep our mind from being so clouded that we're not connected to infinite intelligence, wisdom source. And honestly, when we have all this stress to be, 100, that does prevent the infinite intelligence from continuing to come in and nourish us and nurture us. It like blocks us off from that kind of flow within our system because we're not just our body, it's like we're this whole energetic system. Some is visible and some isn't visible. And so he says sometimes, well, our minds are going to be, this is what a lot of us are dealing with. They're either stupefied, distracted, or let me see, distracted, uh, stupefied. And it's one other word that he uses in here. I'm going to see if I can find it. But what is happening, disturbed, distracted, stupefied. That's what a lot of us are dealing with. And we have all these impressions. So what's coming in from the news, what's coming in from whatever conversations we're letting in, YouTube, social media, sitting around talking to people, all of this is coming in. And if we don't have practices to help us with dealing with this energy, these mental impressions that are in our mind, then this is how we live. And when we are living this way, again, we are not hearing what source is calling us to do. So let me see here. I'll just go back to I have so much in here that's underlined. I'm just going to start at the beginning. Oh, and that's the thing that we're headed towards, having a luminous mind. Okay. Having a luminous mind. He says a luminous mind enables us to see and embrace the immortal, omniscient being within, while a mind darkened by ignorance entangles us in the long chain of birth and death. In other words, in other words, we shrink when the mind shrinks and expand when the mind expands. But in all circumstances, the mind's inherent virtue, which is self awareness, remains intact. No force can rob the mind of its capacity to know and experience the reality within and without. And so it's important for us to day in and day out. And it's evident that a lot of us here need to incorporate these practices um, in our lives because we've just had a full on conversation that I didn't even know was going to happen about how many of us have dealt with or are still dealing with hair pulling, all sorts of ways of things that we've been doing to cope, that are perhaps not necessarily the most beneficial way of doing it, even though it's okay that we're doing it. It's just we're not happy with it. We don't want to do it like that anymore, but we don't know what else to do. So it's important for us to do this. And the reason it came up is I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I notice that my mind, it just like replays a lot of stuff, or I'll find myself talking about a lot of things that are not happening in this moment. And I always notice it when I'm not doing my mindfulness practices daily. So I was like, okay, I got to stop skipping, because some days I wake up and I'll say, oh, okay, like I'll lay in bed and do my hypnosis, but I'll say, I don't want to lay in bed and do mindfulness. I want to get up and um, do my, I want to get out of the bed and sit up and do the mindfulness. And then next thing I know, I'm not getting it done. So I was like, this is what this man is talking about in Secrets of the Yoga Sutra. So let me see what y'all are saying. Mm-mm. I so love, we're all like, yep, shaking a leg at times too. Yes. Oh, thank you, Diza. Thank you. I love the UI and customization options. It's almost like the negativity, like negativity free Facebook. Yes, that is correct. That is why I have it there. It is stress free, but it's like sort of like Facebook. Yay. I'm happy to hear that, Natasha. I'd also love to know how you did that. I bet my mom would love to have a similar space for her nonprofit. Yes, I will let you know. Okay, I see you. I see you, Deeza's mama. Reparation activist. That's right, honey. And my thing is, y'all wouldn't even owe us reparations if y'all would stop messing us up once we get our stuff together. Leave us alone. Anywho, so yeah, let's go on ahead. Another thing I want to do is talk about equanimity, because I think this is important for the time. Uh, it's something that I have recently been learning more about or hearing people talk about. So equanimity. Mindfulness is like Buddhism, but it's not including all the teachings, and it takes out the cultural part of Buddhism. I think that's why I like it so much, because it is connected to Buddhism. But equanimity means a very deep, even profound state of mental balance and stability. It is considered one of the seven factors of enlightenment and a hallmark of the third and fourth jhanas, which are deep states of meditative absorption. So I don't think that people, and remind me to talk to you about how I got started. It's not expensive, Diza, and they have a lot of tools to help you to understand how to get it going. But equanimity is something that I have been pondering quite a bit as, we're going through the Pluto return here in the United States. And so um I am I have made a decision that I'm going to enjoy my life, and I'm going to do my part to help the country, the world. I am going to do both. And a large way that I am doing this is through this practice of equanimity. And equanimity is um you just are so certain. To me, that's what it feels like. You're so certain in yourself. There's a deep trust, and this trust comes from that deep connection to that infinite intelligence. The more we move into equanimity, the less likely we are dealing with things like um well, quite frankly, stress. We're probably not being super judgy of everybody who we think they're just so wrong. I can be judgy. I ain't gonna lie. I'm very judgy of the people in the United States that I feel like would prefer everybody else fall into what we had back. when this country first started, and I'm just not having that. But it's not helping, and it doesn't feel good. Um, so really focusing on the mind, I am telling y'all. It's funny. One of my friends said one time, she was like, "Mindfulness seems a little bit white." And I'm like, well, the only reason I'm gonna go Uncle Kobe on this notion. The only reason it seems white is because we're not there. Nobody owns any of this. Nobody. But I know for a fact we need more people of color, especially women of color, leading mindfulness circles, leading mindfulness practices, because like, it doesn't matter if we are from this culture or not. It is true. Like, all the magic that we saw in ancient Africa, even now to a certain degree, it comes from this deep, deep connection to the infinite intelligence of the universe. That's what it comes from. And so if we don't set our butts down, that's it. Set our butts down on our meditation mats. Or I do believe in because we are so prone to movement, but just do mindful walks, mindfully dance, bring more mindfulness, because mindfulness is not so much to sit on a mat, which to me, mindfulness and meditation are the same thing. And there are different practices, but you know, and even with meditation, it's always about bringing what you did on your mat into your life. It does not matter. Mindfulness, meditation, yoga, what you did on your mat, now bring it into your life. We should not be zen on the mat and then we cussing somebody out at the store. We feeling beat down and we don't know how to control ourselves once we come off that mat. No, that's who we become. That's what this is about. These practices are about. Is about cultivating yourself, cultivating your mind, cultivating your emotions. This is what we want to do. Okay. So I'll do a better job of being ready next week. I actually taught a dance class yesterday, y'all. I actually taught a dance class yesterday. So that was one of the things I wanted to talk about. Okay. Equanimity. And so the other thing I want to do really quickly is before we do just a little bit of a mindfulness practice, is very short. What I have for us, I want us to do a little bit of working on our meridians. That's the other place where I think we are coming up short, because it's not just about the body. It is about manipulating the body, but we've got to work with the energy of the body. Okay. But if a white person said it, they'd have nothing else to say but try it out. Yep. Well, a lot of black people I know don't. They wouldn't try it out because it does look so white. They're like, white people doing that? We ain't doing it. I'm like, I don't care. I do not care. This is something that I have found to be so profound. It's the next certification I've got to complete, and then damn it, I'm done. Okay, some of the Rastafarians in the Caribbean only smoke when they want to meditate, get mindfulness. Others, not judging, but my allergy won't let me stay with them. Yeah, I don't have time. I'm not a weed smoker, nothing. Um, I'm not into it. Never have been, but I don't judge it. I just appreciate where everyone is. To me, the biggest indication of what you're doing is your life changing and evolving. Do what you want to, but if anyone is inviting me to join them, I need to see something has changed in their life from that, whatever that practice is. But I'll never judge it because I know I ain't perfect. I overeat some days, and so yeah. Okay, so let's work a little bit on tapping on our meridians. So we're gonna go here. Mhm. Inhale and exhale. That is perfectly good, Natasha. Just I just think everyone is in charge of themselves, and I trust anyone for whatever they have chosen. I trust them. Oh, I see what you're saying, Adiza. Okay. I see what you're saying. Well, we are the other group of Black people that you see visibly trying to practice mindfulness. We're doing it. So, right here, inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Okay, come here to the collarbones. Inhale through your nose. Now, this is called K27. You can even, I'll tell you what, stop tapping and massage. Inhale and exhale. Now, I'm going to tell you another really important um, fact about this part of your body right here is the lymph system. This is where the lymph is drained. It's here, right at the clavicle collarbone. Who knew how important this point is? Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come start at the ear. This is where I typically start at the ear and come down the side. And you got to massage back there behind the ear. And you can do both at the same time. Massage. And then on both sides, you want to massage down that side. See that side that's coming to the nodule. So you want to massage. The other thing you can do is pull, pull, pull. So I'm going to do the other side. Go behind that nodule. Massage down that neck and come to your collarbone, that nodule. And then pull, pull, pull. Okay. And then the next place we're going to go is right here at the thymus, is there, and the breastplate. Inhale and exhale. Good. Okay. And then we're going to go here. That is the spleen. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Now, this meridian system is like, oh my God, it's extensive, it's simple to work, and it creates amazing results. Okay, so next we're going to do, let's do some figure eights right here at your throat. Mhm. Just make the figure eight. And then let's do it down here at the sacral chakra. So yeah, right there at the navel. So the sacral chakra is probably the most important chakra for women. So that's one of the reasons I'm focusing on it. It's where we create from. And it's how we keep ourselves super healthy. I'm going to have to go back and restudy what I learned about this sacral chakra for women. But suffice it to say, it's more important actually than that first chakra in terms of like how we run our lives. Okay. I'm going to pull up Courtney's comment. You are so welcome. I'm glad to know somebody else is doing this. And I want you to come here to the forehead. So also, Courtney, I tap. It's a whole system for tapping. I just do the first four because it's so easy, with me sitting down. But this, when we do this infinity symbol at our sixth chakra, this one is the chakra that's going into the world. And so We want to use that infinity symbol, which is a feminine symbol, and it helps to make a connection to the different parts of our body. But this one right here, I think is so important for because it's the one that's going out into the world. So we need to get this thing right here where it is balanced and not picking up a whole bunch of stuff. Now, Courtney, look up Eden Energy Medicine. They even have all kinds of things that you can do on YouTube. She does the meridian tracing. If y'all can find that, do the meridian tracing. Um, because I am telling you, this meridian stuff is changing my life. Last night, my knee has been hurting. I get this special injection. It's called Euflexa, and I haven't gotten it in way too long. And so I've just been dealing with a lot of knee pain. I was like, let me just try this figure eight on this. Another thing that's really good for people who deal with a lot of pain, mindfulness. They have a whole system or a whole branch that's focused on people who have chronic pain. They can move past it through mindfulness because a lot of it is how are you thinking about it? And then let me see here. Energy medicine, mindfulness, and then the EFT tapping can help with pain and if you're having some type of physical issue. Energy, Eden Energy Medicine. And I'm just gonna be 100. When y'all see this lady, she will seem like you'll think there's no way anyone is this happy. Her name is Donna Eden. Just give her a chance, okay? I really appreciated them because last week when the Roe v. Wade overturning was announced, they sent an email out to their list. I know they're dealing with a whole bunch of white people here in the United States, and they were like, "Mm-mm, we're not going to be the kind of company that doesn't speak up." And they were like, "We stand against anything that is not for the people." And they listed a whole bunch of stuff. I'm pretty sure um, Black Lives Matter, Mr. Floyd, something like that was included in there. But I was like, okay, I can get down with y'all if y'all gonna be standing for what's right. And they were like, I know we might disagree and some of y'all don't like us, but yes. Um, mindfulness, tapping, and working with the meridians is really well, Eden Energy, she does a lot with chakras and stuff like that. Also, she's very unique and she represents what is possible for us if we would just allow it and stop feeling like we need to get all these people to co-sign on us. I'm really impressed with Donna Eden, to be honest with you. Um, okay. So let's just do a quick where is it? Oh, sorry, y'all. Did I? Oh, I know what I did. Let's just do a quick mindfulness practice. And this one is just about helping to rest the mind. If you would, just find a comfortable seated position and take a deep breath in and slow, deep breath out. If you're comfortable, you can close your eyes or drop your gaze to limit visual distractions. And one thing I want to offer to you all, because you may hear my dog, is when we hear sounds during our practice, we can just be at one with them or tell ourselves those help us to get even more in the moment. They help us to drop deeper into the practice. And so maybe you're hearing things where you are. And this is where mindfulness is so powerful. Don't need everything to be quiet to be mindful. So just embrace any noises, any sounds that you hear is helping to deepen the practice. And so, if you would take another few deep breaths in and exhale slowly out. Inhale and a long, slow, deep breath out. And as you inhale this time, just hold the breath for just a second or two. And a long, slow, deep breath out. And inhale again. Hold. And as you let the breath go, try to empty your lungs slowly and completely. You can just settle into a breathing pattern that feels good for you. It's just important to recognize that you cannot control every thought that arises, but just connect with your intention to relax your mind, knowing that relaxation is one of the qualities of the goddess Yemaja. Maybe just inviting her to sit with you in your practice, or you just allow yourself to merge with Yemaja within you to allow that mind to relax, just like the ocean. The waves come in and they recede out, allowing your mind to become one with relaxation. Beautiful. And if you would, just offer yourself two simple phrases of kindness toward the mind. The first is, may my mind be at ease. And the second, may I be at ease with my mind. You may want to try this. When you inhale, may my mind be at ease. And exhale and say in your mind, may I be at ease with my mind. Inhale, may my mind be at ease. Exhale, may I be at ease with my mind. Just hear each word and try to connect with your own intention to care for the mind. And when the thinking mind starts up, just stick with the breath and the phrases. May I be at ease with my mind. May my mind be at ease. Beautiful. Just completing this exercise. You can take a deep breath in and a slow, deep breath out. And I just encourage you to, throughout the day, notice when your mind becomes uncomfortable and agitated, and just offer the phrases, may my mind be at ease. May I be at ease with my mind. I love that. I love that, Natasha. Aw, hello, extra intentional. Welcome. I love that. So many things to learn here with you all. Okay, so yeah, this I want to get us on some type of routine that we're on with this. So um let's see here. I think I got talked about equanimity. Yes. Okay, yes. So yes, I am going to be the root chakra. Is that working the root chakra, Natasha and Kita May? So yeah, I appreciate you all. I'm gonna run now because I do have a meeting at 10. But thank you all so much for being here. I feel better. My mind was okay. Thank you. Uh, See, we just take it wherever we go. We take it wherever we go. I love that, Bliss. Yes. Okay. I will remember that because I don't do that. You're welcome. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. Here's your song, Eileen. Eileen knows. Okay, wait a minute. And I know some of y'all saw the we got French speaking going on here. I know some of y'all saw my video that I released on, was it Sunday, Monday, something like that. Must have been Monday, maybe. Anywho, it's always decent and in order to pull a card. It's the outro. So let's just pull this card. This is from my African Goddess Rising deck. I love this card. This deck. Oh, shut the front door. This is such confirmation for what we've done today. Salchi. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. Sawtche. Somebody who knows how to say that. Yeah. She stands for grounding. Oh, she's number 3 in the deck. Okay. She's the goddess of grounding. She's out of Cocoan in South Africa. She is connected with the ancestors, and her element is bush. You may know the great ancestress Salchi as Sarchi, or Sarah Bartman, the woman the woman forced to perform as the Hottentot Venus in 19th century London. But before that, she was Salchi, a Cocoan girl in South African who deserved better. Her guidance is protect your magic. Your heart is your own. Your body is your own. Your mind is your own. Your truth and story are your own. Be rooted in your truth. Create healthy boundaries. Her embodiment, your energy is unsteady. Breathe. Come into the present. Say out loud, I am here. Trauma, stress, overwhelm, anxiety, and fear disconnect you from your body. Grounding keeps you present. Y'all, we have talked about this. She is co-signing on the work we've done today. When you feel rootless or unsettled, come back to your breath. Meditation and breath work are grounding. Try earthing by connecting your feet to the soil. Free writing, clapping, stomping, rubbing your hands together, and shaking that leg. I add the shaking in the leg, are all grounding. Her goddess declaration, I am firmly planted and deeply rooted. And we deeply rooted in ourselves, queens. All right. Wow. People mislabeled it Creole to strip it from its Africanness, but we kept it alive in the Oh, okay. Yes. And then here we are talking about the root chakra today. Creole, got y'all. Asheo. No, I brush my teeth every day. I'm saying some people think they don't brush their teeth, or I just brush my teeth every now and again, and that's okay. And I'm saying, no, in spirituality, it's like brushing your teeth. You got to do this thing every day. Because if we don't, I don't care what no one says, we're going to have problems with our teeth if we don't brush our teeth on the regular, which in my mind is every day. I brush my teeth every day. I don't like things that stink, and I especially don't like to stink. People mislabeled it Creole to strip it from its Africanness, but we kept it alive in the region in many places. You want me to tell you, to me, Creole is African, but I do understand what you're saying. And congratulations, Extra. So this is something that those of us who aren't from the French-speaking part of the world or don't have anything to do with these African languages, I love it. Thank y'all for letting me know. That's why I'm putting these up. Sac passe means what's up. Love it. Of course, Felicia knows this goddess. Thank you. Yeah, this is actually something I'm pretty new to. So this is one of the reasons I love this deck, is because I'm learning so many new things. So, all righty, goddesses. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate you all. And yeah, we will be back here on this Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I look forward to our full moon circle. I'm excited about this full moon. It's a full moon in Capricorn. So we're going to talk about what it's all about. The full moon is not until the 13th, but I need to have the actual days that are related to these moons to do my work and my magic. And I have so much output. I can't do things. I have to take time off from doing things during that time. So I like doing the new moon and the full moon a little bit before that time so you can do what you want to during those times. Your energy is your own. So it's a little bit early, but it's to help prepare you for the full moon. But we're going to be doing a whole bunch of full moon stuff, having some great full moon conversations. So, this is why I set these to make sure I get off when I just keep talking. Ah. All righty, y'all. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate you all, and I will see you soon. Peace and love. Have a wonderful rest of the week. I did not see. Yeah, Ocean Funke had arrived. Greetings. How are you, goddess? All right, y'all. Take care. Peace.